If you've been trying to get rid of visceral fat, but you notice either it always comes back or you just have a hard time getting it off, period. No matter what you've tried the diets, you've tried the fasting, you tried the carnivore, you tried the all these types of things, even ab workouts. These are things that I see from a lot of busy professionals who reach out to me. They've tried so many things and it's frustrating when you put in so much time and effort and you're not seeing the results. So I'm going to share with you why, the reason why you're not getting rid of visceral fat and being able to keep it off, and what steps you need to take to fix it. Okay. I'm Jay Jackson. I've been doing it for over 16 years now, helping high performing professionals build a body that reflects their standards, building a body that reflects their level of success. And this is a common topic, common issue that they go through. They're putting in all this time and effort with diet and workout and even supplements, but they're not seeing the changes. And so the first thing is just eating healthy. I know it sounds like the right thing to do, guys. I know it sounds like the right thing to do. But just eating healthy is random. Everybody eats healthy. You have people who are vegans and vegetarians who eat healthy and they're still overweight. Why is that? Well, when you eat healthy, this leads to inconsistency. This is why sometimes you have energy, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel mentally sharp, sometimes you feel foggy. Then your weight fluctuates. This is a pattern from just eating healthy. But what you want to do is not just eat healthy, but you want to be intentional with having structure. When you don't have structure, this is what causes the inconsistency. You want to think about it like in your career. A lot of the people I help, they have businesses. Some of them have very demanding careers. And typically what happens is they're able to operate at a high level because they have structure in place. If they don't have structure in place, there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies in the business and with the operations, the day-to-day operations and their performance. And so you have to take that same level of structure into your health and fitness. If you want to be able to excel, if you want to have energy, you want to perform at a high level. These are things that my coaching clients tell me all the time. They don't want to just have energy to excel in their career. They want to have energy to be able to enjoy time with their family, not be so stressed, low energy, clothes not fitting, self conscious, stressing about health concerns like high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes. These are concerns that stem from having visceral fat. Just doing ab workouts, it's not going to work. It'll get stronger. We're going to talk more about that in just a second. But the first thing is you got to have structure with what you're doing. You have to be intentional with what you're doing if you want to get real results and keep them. The second thing is I see a lot of people who are just doing ab workouts and cardio. They think all they need to do is just do ab workouts, do cardio, do 10,000 steps a day, and the visceral fat will go away. And they wonder why their core gets stronger. And a lot of people reach out and they say, man, my stomach's getting stronger, but how can I get rid of this layer of fat that's on top of it? How can I get rid of these love handles? Here's the thing. You can't outwork poor nutrition habits. You cannot outwork poor nutrition habits. You can have the best workout plan in the world, but if you don't have the proper eating patterns and the proper structure around eating, you can have a hard time. I used to train when I did in-person training a couple of years back. I trained this real estate agent here in Atlanta, and we would go into his condominium's gym, and almost every time we'd go in there, there'd be this guy on this elliptical, and the guy was just like hauling tail, sweating, sweat would be dripping all around the elliptical, and this guy did this for months. And one day Peter asked me, he was like, well, Jay, why is this guy not losing his stomach? His legs look good, his arms look good, but man, Why does this guy still have his stomach? And the reason why is because this guy, he's trying to outwork poor nutrition habits. If you want to have a flat stomach or even abs, or even just lose weight so you can feel comfortable, you can't outwork poor eating habits. And so that's one of the reasons why I see a lot of professionals still have a hard time losing visceral fat. And they reach out to me with other health concerns, the high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, the bloating, the brain fog, even some guys, erectile dysfunction. A lot of these health concerns stem from having visceral fat. It's very harmful. It causes a lot of inflammation inside the body. It causes more stress, cortisol, which is a hormone, stress hormone. And so it's very important to pay attention to these types of things. Very important. Queen Morbetta, I appreciate that. I appreciate the super chat. And so very important to pay attention to these things. Number three, the third thing, if you've ever tried the Weight Watchers, the Atkins diets, the fasting diets, the carnivores, the ketos, these are things that I see a lot of busy professionals. They say, "Oh, well, this is what I'm trying right now. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing the fasting thing. I'm doing this detox. I'm doing this cleanse." This is what I call hacks. Can they get people results? Sure. But a lot of times, what I've realized is people have a hard time being able to keep the results because they can't be consistent with these diet hacks. And if you can't be consistent, what happens to the results that you did accomplish? You lose them. You lose them. Not because anything was wrong with you, it's because the diet model was off. You had the wrong diet model. And so this is why what I teach my private coaching clients, we're not just doing some random hack. We're following structure, but we also have strategy with the approach. We're using progressive nutrition, okay? A progressive nutrition strategy where I'm meeting my clients where they are, where they're not overwhelmed. Because there's a lot of things we could know, but what should we be doing to get the results? We hear people talking about, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard trainers talk about, hey, know your macros. Hey, know your proteins. Hey, know your fiber. Hey, know your calories. All these things are equally important, but it doesn't mean you need to know all of it right away just to start getting results. It doesn't mean you need to know every single thing just to start losing visceral fat. And so this is why I say strategy is very important, because once you understand the right strategy to use that fits your goals, your life, not your brother, not your buddy at the gym, not the Instagram model you've seen on social media, what strategy is going to work best for you? That way you can get these results and keep them. I appreciate that, Queen Morbetta. And so if you don't understand how many meals you need to eat a day, you're lacking clarity around strategy. If you don't understand the right amount of proteins and fiber and water that you need to eat and consume on a daily basis, you're missing strategy. You're missing strategy and structure. You hear people talk about fasting. Fasting is it just gives you some structure around when you're going to start eating and when you're going to stop. And all it is a weight loss strategy. It doesn't mean that you're going to lose the weight just from fasting if you don't eat the right amount of calories. You don't eat the right amount of proteins. All these things are very important. And so a lot of people are just looking at these hacks as like, oh, if I just do this hack, that's what's going to help me lose the weight. No. That's why they find themselves frustrated. That's why they find themselves feeling disappointed and discouraged, because they're like, man, I've been putting in so much time and effort. I feel like I've tried everything. You haven't. And so it's important to pay attention to, do I have structure with what I'm doing? Am I being intentional with what I'm doing? Or am I saying I've done everything, but all you've really done is just eat healthy. I've done everything, but all you really done is done workouts, or maybe even had a personal trainer who doesn't understand nutrition. Once you start doing these things the right way, this is how you lose visceral fat and you can keep it off. That way, you build a body that reflects your success. You optimize your energy and your health. You're able to manage your stress. These are things I don't hear trainers talking about. Everybody talking about just losing weight, losing belly fat. But when you start to manage your energy the right way with proper nutrition and even exercise, training the right way, this is how you reduce body fat, you slim down your waistline, right? This is how you have more energy physically and mentally. And this is also how you optimize your hormones and your health markers. Things like your blood sugar, your triglycerides, your blood pressure. All these things are affected by how we manage our stress, how we manage what we consume and how much we consume, and even with what we're doing in the gym. This requires strategy. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's demands are different from a physical standpoint and mental standpoint. It has to be strategic. You can't just do the same diet you did 10, 15, 20 years ago. You got to have something that's going to align with where you are currently. And when you do this the right way, this is how you get results now and long term. You start doing these things, you'll get results because they work. If you like personalized, a personalized plan that is aligned with you, your goals, and your demanding career in life, I'll drop a link down in the description below. That way you can learn more about how I help my clients get results. And, if you'd like, you can apply to see if we'd be a great fit to work together. Talk to you soon. We're out.